How many times have we said we're putting the band back together? Huh?
A lot.
You know, our buddy Ken Bastida was here from CBS 5. And another member of the KFRC band back in the day is here with us this morning, Mike Sugarman.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Also CBS 5 and KCBS. He's a busy, busy man.
I am.
Yeah, it's a good thing you work for CBS 5, yeah.
Well, true. First time back on KFRC in 25 years.
Wow.
And this is, it's quite a thrill.
We're having a lot of fun. It's great to have you here.
Well, I enjoyed being here. I listen to the station all the time. I love the music. And
Perfect.
You know, of course, it was classic hits. When we played, it was just called music. Back then, it was the first time around, but it was good. You know, it's still good.
You were creating the classics.
I guess we were.
You were.
That's the word classic. They're timeless. Long-time KFRC member from back in the day, Mike Sugarman, who's been at CBS 5 for many moons.
Well, ever since I left KFRC, which was almost a quarter century
Were you a
ago.
news guy at KFRC,
I was a news
or were you
guy.
a disc jockey?
Now back to much more music and Dr. Don Rose.
Really?
That's right.
You worked with Don?
Thanks for listening, Celeste. Appreciate
well,
it.
I wasn't here at the time. I wasn't here.
All right. Yeah.
I was elsewhere.
No, I would send the music back to Dave the Duke Sholin.
That's right.
And we would have to do it. Back then, it was KFRC.
John McFlanagan.
And you all talked like this, didn't
We all,
you?
of course, we talked.
Yes,
like
we
this.
did.
I'm so
In fact, I had
sorry.
dinner at Dave's house. I said, "Welcome to dinner. Come on in. Pass the
so
peas.
much.
It's 7:06." I would.
What time is it? Hey, it's 7:05.
7:05.
Thanks so much, guys.
Golden hits.
We
Go on,
had
Mike.
we had young people listening.
Yes.
Yep.
Didn't know much about news, so we had to say today in Washington at the White House, which is the big place where the president lives. He's the guy that runs the whole country. Today, President Reagan said we had to explain the news because people just didn't really care and they didn't really know much about it. So I learned a lot about writing, you know, about explaining things. I really did to people that don't care, which was much of our audience. They were smoking dope and wanted to hear the music.
That's right. Playing the hits.
Yeah.
That's it. What's the wackiest thing you think you've ever done? Because I know you have done some crazy stunts.
Well, I spent a day in the black hole with the Raiders.
Oh, with the Raiders.
That was
You were
fun.
in there?
I was in there. I got all dressed up and was doing
And
Jello
you
shots at
survived.
4 a.m.
Wow.
That's fun.
Yeah, you have to get into that. I was a comedian for a day. That was fun.
How did that go? Did you have to write your own jokes? Or did somebody provide
no,
you
they
with
weren't
it?
striking, so I was able to.
You were able to get
no,
somebody to write something? Yeah.
Actually,
They're looking
this
for
was,
some writers.
this was back
did you do
in
your own
KFRC
material?
days, and another name that you might remember, Jane Dornacker.
Of course, I
God
remember.
bless her.
You remember
God
her, not
bless
me.
you.
I
Thank you
do.
very much.
Yeah.
I thought you weren't here.
You're still alive.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm
Make fun of the
glad
dead,
you
shall we?
are, but
She helped me, and she was a huge comedian back. Not a large woman, but a big comedian
well
in the day.
known.
Very
regarded.
funny.
And
Such
she
a
helped
funny
me write
woman.
the jokes and introduced me on stage. So I was sort of the guest of this beloved comedian, and I did a whole set, and I did a series of stories about it for KFRC. And what killed me that day was I had practiced in front of the mirror, and I was telling the jokes, and I had it all down. And then I told my first joke, and people started laughing, and it blew my timing. I didn't count on anybody laughing because I had this stuff going.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, hey, I'm working here, you know? Quiet down out there.
Give me a moment.
This writer's strike, I think,
Hey, well, there
you
I
know,
go.
they may be calling on Mike Sugarman for a little assistance. Some of these, you know, David Letterman. He
David
could be
Letterman.
he could
Do
have a
you
message
recall
for you
any
now.
of the jokes from your set? Anything you could do for us?
I'll have to think.
Okay, if you
Okay,
can remember
we'll
something
give you
later,
some
we'd love
time.
that.
You can
Okay.
hang out for a bit?
Yes, I
All
can.
right.
Sure.
It feels like it's, you know, back at the KFRC that we were talking about. Oh, man.
I'm
It's
sorry I
Celeste
wasn't here.
doesn't
I'm
remember.
like
Thank you
the
very much.
only person who doesn't remember.
No, and, you know, it's not only the
Gross
band. We
kicked
talked
in
about
Sure, it was
then.
great.
the band back together.
I know.
Mike has a band.
I do.
You have your own.
What do you play?
We are the Eyewitness Blues Band. We are a bunch of
I'm
news
sorry,
guys.
the Eyewitness Blues
We're the
Band.
Eyewitness.
Yeah.
We
Horny and
rock
cute.
like Metallica covers the news, is what we like to say.
All right.
And you've had some
What do
great
you play?
gigs.
What's your deal?
I play at guitar. I'm not very good, but I'm the eye candy.
Okay.
I'm
And
just
who
there.
else
I'm
is
just
in the
there,
I can
band?
understand
you know.
why.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Who else is in the band? Who else is
Joe Vasquez, who's our singer. He's a reporter at Channel 5. And Stan Bunger, who's the morning guy on KCBS.
Stan
And,
Bunger, yeah.
Doug Sovereign plays bass. He's a reporter.
Yeah.
Zach Keen is our drummer. He's a photographer. And Patrick Cedillo is a photographer. And Zach is 30. You know, I'm 53, I'm an old guy, which is why I'm here. Because you're allowed to be old on KFRC. I like that. Zach, we're playing some Rolling Stones. He says, who is that?
Don't even.
He's a musician.
He's 30 years old. He
He's
goes to the
30.
Rolling
He's a-
Stones.
now
Well,
he's
his
a-
parents,
come on.
his parents did not raise
No,
him
I don't
right.
know. He's a great guy, but he just
I'm sure
doesn't.
he is.
He does
Well, you
not.
have
So
a-
I'm telling you that.
You have a Rolling Stone story.
I will
Tell
never
us
live this
how it
one
happened
down.
because
Do tell.
in the days of Herb Cain, and we all remember Herb Cain in that column.
Yeah.
You were a star.
I was there. I was in the National Enquirer, too, and it wasn't the best for a 26-year-old kid trying to break into the business. But
what happened?
All right, it was 1981, and the Stones were back for the first time. Now, they play a lot now, but they didn't play for, I don't know, 5 or 10 years.
That's right.
Well, not 10 years, but a long time.
It was a long time.
So it was a big deal. They were making a tour, and they came to San Francisco, and we were on Bush Street, and right next to a restaurant, La Centrale, which is a very fancy French restaurant.
Still there today.
Still there today, yeah.
Cassoulet.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, our newsroom is now a hair salon on that alley.
That's
there.
right.
So anyway,
Claude Lane.
Claude Lane. The bartender at the place who we knew called us and said, "Hey, Mick Jagger's here," and okay, that's good. And he said, and he's with a woman who's not his wife. It was Bianca Jagger was his wife, but he was apparently not with her at the moment.
Right,
so
she couldn't be there for lunch. He took someone else.
I think
right.
so.
You were right.
Yeah.
So I was a young 26-year-old kid. You know, I was just new in the business, really, and I thought, all right, I'll go over and talk to him. What the hell? And the guy in the mail room at the time, Ken Bastida, who's now the main anchor on Channel 5.
Whatever happened to him?
Yeah, he was in the mail room at the time, and he said, "I'm going with you," because he's like a cowboy. You know, he likes this stuff. So I just walk in the door, past all the patrons, past the maitre d', right up to Mick Jagger's table. Look, what a jerk. I mean, when I think back about it, you don't do that to people. So I have the mic out with the big KFRC thing on, and I go, "Mr. Jagger, can I talk to you?" He looks at me. He's eating fish, you know. He looks at me and goes, "Oh, get out of here." I said, "Okay, let me just ask you one quick question." He says, and he grabs my glasses, takes my glasses off my head. And I feel like Woody Allen here, you know.
Yeah, right.
I can't see anything without my glasses. So he takes them off. I said, I what? You know, I'm 26. I can't see, for one thing. He says, "Get out of here or I'm going to break your glasses." I said, "Okay, just give me my glasses back." So he puts them back on my head, and I stand there, still dazed, and
couldn't believe this was happening.
No, I was just out of my element. You know, I just stood there. He took them off again. He snapped them, and he handed them back to me. And then I left.
Then you got it.
So that became that.
But he didn't punch you.
He did not punch me, no.
Okay,
no,
that was like
merely broke my glasses.
Oh,
and then that became a big story because Mick Jagger was huge news back then.
you still have the glasses?
I do have the glasses.
You do, really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
God,
kept
of course,
them.
yeah.
I'll auction them off someday when I'm old and
eBay.
gray.
Hello,
Yeah, right.
eBay, the famous Mick
Well,
Jagger
and I've been
glasses.
trying ever since when he comes back to apologize, but he doesn't
want to take your
doesn't
calls
wanna call me.
anymore.
No.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sugarman's
right.
call it again.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to
So
have
I've
you
learned.
here this
I learned a
morning.
lot from that. By the way, I don't walk up to people in restaurants anymore.
Yeah. Well,
In between bites, asking them questions. When
Yeah.
they're with their girlfriends,
Yeah,
having
it
lunch.
was not a good
one person doing his job, Mike Sugarman at CBS 5 and at KCBS, always ready to find out that next wacky story.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about parking and
There you go.
all kinds of what's going on in Market Street and everything else. But thanks for taking time
It's
and
been a
joining
blast.
us here.
I hope it's not 25 years since.
No,
I've
come
gone
on back.
Anytime.
Come on
Okay,
back
all
soon.
right.
Open invitation.
Thank
It's
you.
Dave Celeste
Thanks.
and Mike at KFRC at 9:25.